6 bowls. Missouri versus Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Friday, December 29th, 8 p.m. That's going to kick off the New Year's 6 route. That early thoughts on this. You got an SEC and the Big Ten matchup.
The way that the committee loves on SEC, they're going to cheat for the SEC.
So you're basically saying that Ole Miss and Missouri are going to. Oh no, sorry, Missouri's going to win the Cotton, and Ole Miss is going to win the Peach. Okay, gotcha.
And the Peach Bowl's down in the ATL, home with the SEC. Ole Miss and Penn State. I'm gonna be honest, cool. I hear what you're saying, but I have said this about Penn State. James Franklin don't know how to win big ones for whatever reason.
Yeah, he can choke a big game. He knows how to do that.
But then again, he playing Ole Miss, so the other guy who chokes in big games is Lane Kiffin too. So somebody gonna choke who is gonna beat.
And Lane Kiffin knows how to choke the big ones too, but he does know.
And that's why it's going to come down to the referee play. And the referee play is going to be like when the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl.
But Lane does know how to win one of those big games every once in a while.
Yeah.
Franklin doesn't know how to do it at all.
So that's the Cotton and the Peach Bowl, and then Orange Bowl. You talk about funny.
You talk about consolation prize.
No, this is what I want to say. You know, I'm mad at the committee for what they did at the top. They shouldn't have did this to Liberty. That's trash. That is garbage. That's dumpster fire type play. That's wrong, and they know that's wrong.
But they don't care. That's the problem. Because you were correct. They just wrong, but they don't care.
So Florida State, you went undefeated and you lost. And sorry about it. In your consolation prize, you're gonna be home. You get to go down to Miami, South Beach, and all that stuff. But we bringing Georgia down there too.
So here's the problem I have with this. You put Georgia with Florida State. The reason why you don't put Florida State in the CFP is you saying, well, we possibly would lose money if we were to have them play in the national semifinal. You possibly could also.
So you put them in the highest game that's not in the national semifinal.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you
that's all BS.
So you still stand, and I'm not saying they will really, but you still stand to lose money. And Cool said it best in the highest ranked game that is not the CFP.
Steven says
makes sense to me.
Steven says, explain to me how Florida State isn't better than Alabama and Texas, but they're better than Georgia.
They would go to strength of schedule. That's what they would do. They would say the victory. And I'm not saying they're right, but that's how they would explain it. That's how
to me, this is the committee opportunity to say, here, y'all want to know? Play Georgia, and let's find out.
Mm-hmm. That basically is it. So Alabama has a win against Georgia. Texas has a win against Alabama.
But here's the thing, man.
If you're Florida State, faulty as all get out.
If you're Florida State or you Georgia, what benefit do you get from winning this game? You don't get anything.
Neither team does. That's the messed part.
This is like gets a benefit. This is like playing for a third place trophy.
That's what I'm saying. This
is like not being this is like not being in the gold game or the silver game. We're gonna put you in the bronze game.
This Seriously? Is the biggest consolation prize we have ever seen in college football right now.
It's right, college football,
yes.
Man.
And this is
dirty.
And this is why I love
2 liter Dr. Pepper piss on college football playoffs.
And this is why I love. And this is why I love the NFL more than college football because of crap like this.
Yep. And remember, I told you to look at 23 and 24 because the third ranked team is Liberty, the highest ranked Group of 5 team.
And they actually get to play in the Year 6 Bowl.
They go to State Farm Field in Glendale, Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl to face off against Oregon.
They don't get to go. They are getting fed to Oregon.
That's a very good way.
That's what's happening, sir. They're not getting to go. They're getting fed.
Steven, guaranteed, you're going to be seeing real national champion after the Orange Bowl is finished. That's exactly what you're going to be seeing.
Matter of fact, let me put this off. Because, wait a minute here. Because when UCF did this, was it what 2017? If
Yeah,
I'm correct.
2017.
Florida fans, Miami fans, and Florida State fans was picking at UCF.
Hold on. Miami fans were not picking at UCF. We were too busy complaining about how bad we suck.
Well, that's
But
true.
that's
I,
not true.
That's true.
I
They were.
trust me. I know some Miami fans who were doing it. Trust me. I ain't say all other fans of these three teams. I'm just saying fans from these three
Some,
teams were picking at UCF,
some of
who, by
these.
the way, went undefeated and beat Auburn
Yep.
in the Peach
In
Bowl.
the Peach Bowl.
But if you're playing devil's advocate, they're
Oh, I
not
know,
a
Steven.
they're not a power five. UCF wasn't power five.
Don't
Right.
matter.
They were power
Same thing
five.
as Same thing as Liberty. But this is the messed up part. I was wanting to know, and I think this is something did say to you, Playmaker. I wanted to know when we were going to get the treatment that UCF and then before them Boise State would get, but in the Power Five conference. I was wondering when that was going to happen because I was like, there was going to come a time where you're going to have a team that runs the table, but you're going to say the resume is not good enough, and they're in the Power Five conference. And you could explain away with the other schools. Well, they don't play the big boys. They don't schedule the big boys. Well, you can't really say that with FSU because they do and they did.
And you know the funny thing is, Cole, when they beat Auburn, guess what? And then nobody had nothing to say.
No, couldn't say
They beat
anything.
an
They beat an
SEC
SEC
team,
team. Couldn't say
Yeah,
that.
he beat SEC now.
and then they
He
had to
beat
wait a whole
SEC now.
year. They had to wait a whole year and double overtime to thank LSU for surviving UCF the following year.
Yep.
Because they ain't finna do it again.
Yep. They were about to win against another SEC team. Yeah.
Yeah, you beat the SEC team, and the SEC boys like, oh, that's a big boy complaint. Complaint.
Oh, I know you ain't being serious, Steve. But some of your Florida State fans, oh, they being very serious.
Some are very serious.
They are very serious about that. I'm like, oh, but when
Oh,
UCF did it,
Steven. So I'm a Texas fan. He wrote, if you beat SEC in the bowl, it's because they didn't care about the game. That's exactly what people said when Texas beat Georgia
oh,
in the Sugar.
oh,
That's exactly what they said about Georgia. Well, they weren't
oh,
interested in the game. They really didn't care. They didn't show themselves to really want to play in the game. I'm like, why are you going to crap on the team that actually won the game?
that started with Alabama. And the funny thing is, you couldn't retreat it because you looked at it. It was like this ain't the same Alabama
When you say
team.
they, when
They
you say
just
they,
there.
he may not be talking about the team. He may be talking about the officials, the
No, he talking
officiating.
about he talking about the conference. That trust me, y'all both know it. I am SEC in my blood.
Well, yeah, and I live in SEC country too. You know that. Well, both
Trust me.
you and Drew know that.
When I looked at that Alabama team that year and that Georgia team that year, I'm like, they just there.
Mm-hmm.
They just there.
But that's exactly
And it's not the other team's fault.
But
It's
Steven's
the
right. That's the
coaches and
excuse
the
they give
players'
though.
fault.
But
Because
Steven's
it's
right.
like,
That's the excuse they give the SEC team. Well, they really didn't want to be there. They really had loftier goals and they fell short. Well, then don't
and,
accept the bid. Don't
and
accept the
trust me,
invitation.
I'm waiting till that. I'm waiting till that list of players who opt out of bowl games for Georgia coming. I'm looking for it. Who all opting out? And I can tell you, yeah, this ain't finna be a game. I'm looking for it because I know it. It's coming.
Oh,
Now,
boy.
so these are the games here, and Cool don't like this Liberty game whatsoever.
Because he's right. Liberty's being led to slaughter, that is what this committee actually is wanting. They want to say, see, when we put the little guy against the big guy, you see what happens. The big guy treats the little guy as if the little guy asked in the bowl game, "Can you pay us $1 million so you can beat us by 50?" That's what this committee wants.
Go ahead, Cool. I think you were muted.
I was just gonna say, man, my thing is, I understand we have this team plays this team and it's set up this way, but sometimes, as a person, a sentient being with sense, you just say, yeah,
Sentient.
let's make a switch here. Like, we
Not
supposed to
sentient.
do this. But we gonna say, hey, Liberty, are you okay if we put you in this game instead, and we gonna put this team in that game? You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? I'm finna pull a Pat McAfee here. Despite the fact the NCAA is letting James Madison go bowling, what if James Madison have to deal with all that stuff that they had to deal with the NCAA, and they was able to focus on Appalachian State and beat Appalachian State, and then go on to beat Troy to win the Sun Belt? Would you would have put James Madison in that spot?
No, because they want to passive aggressively punish teams. That's the that is what I. That's why I say that the NCAA has no balls. They want to passively aggressive. They want to still punish Michigan. Still.